right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to those who are joining us. Good morning. Welcome to the Greater Vision Christian Church 2024 Vision Board Workshop. We are super excited to have each and every one of you here. It's a great day to have a great day. And it's a great year to have a great year. So we're here to get everyone started, focused on their vision. We have a special guest that is here and that's going to chat with us first thing. So we welcome each and every one of you this morning. But before we get started, let's go ahead and ask Dr. Bowen to bring forth a word of prayer, and we're going to move forward. And before she does that, we're going to ask her to unmute.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is that time that we can go before the Lord. Isn't it good news to know that we've got a God that we can yet go to in the midst of? So, with that said, let us just talk to Him for just a few moments. Most holy and all-wise God, our Heavenly Father, is once again, Lord, that we come before you with humble hearts. Just want to say thank you. Thank you, oh God, for this another day, another greater day. Lord, I praise you for inviting us into your eternal purpose. I thank you that you are working out everything in conformity with the purpose of your will. Lord, master strategist, give us a greater vision, God, of your purpose for our life. Awaken our heart and, Lord, establish your reign in our life. We need you, God, in this time and in this season. And I pray that you give us a greater vision of who you are. For your mighty power, Lord, is shown through our weakness. So, Lord, help us to walk in a new level of trust in you, realizing that you have plans to prosper us and to give us hope and a future. Oh God, may something be said today to propel us forward with an even greater anticipation of the reality of our visions. Oh God, our Heavenly Father, bless each of us, I pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, amen, amen. We are so excited this morning. We are going to, before we bring up our first guest, we're going to actually ask anyone, if this is your first time being in a vision board workshop, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat if this is your first time at a vision board workshop. We want to make sure that we acknowledge you here. Drop a 1 in the chat if this is your first vision board workshop. And go ahead and drop a number 2. Drop a number 2 in the chat if this is your first vision board workshop, that you've been to a couple and you have experience being in a vision board workshop. You have made a vision board workshop before. Go ahead and drop a number 2 if that is you. We want to just make sure that we highlight this and see who we have sharing with us this morning. Just be aware, if you have a number 2 in the chat, we might just call on you to speak this morning. No, but we thank each and every one of you for coming. And I am excited. I'm excited. This is the new year. Anyone excited here? This is a new year. We are, I mean, it's the 13th already. It's the 13th. So I don't know. We might be saying Merry Christmas again before we know it, the way these days are moving. But I am going to actually go ahead and bring on our first speaker. I just want to introduce our first speaker to everyone here. We don't want to prolong the time because this one is a goodie. And we have Mr. Jim Taunton, and he is here with us. He is a certified financial planner and investment advisor. And we are excited to have him here. As you can see, He has been in financial services since 1979. So he is absolutely qualified to speak today. He has a Series 7, 24, 63, and 65 representative. As you can see, he has a list of things that he does, including hosting a podcast. He is the husband to June and the father to Jameson, Jared, and Jordan, his sons. And we are super excited to have him here today. I'm going to welcome my good friend. I can call him a good friend, and he is here. Mr. Jim, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you the floor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you thinking about me. And for all of you listening, I got to know Jessica through her dad. Leon and I became very close friends. He was an elder at a church I was attending, and I taught Sunday school. I was his Sunday school teacher for quite a number of years. And I could always count on Leon for a good comment, as you can imagine, in Sunday school. But I miss him. But Jessica, thank you very much. And
Absolutely.
there's nowhere I'd rather be on planet Earth than be with God's people in God's presence.
Absolutely.
That's it. So thank you very much for that. You've given me another opportunity to experience that. I don't have a whole lot of time, so what I thought I'd do is just spit out a couple of basic ideas. In my opinion, the preeminent idea in the beginning, and then open it up for questions. I've done a radio program, hosted a radio program for 30 years, and I do monologue, but my favorite thing to do is to answer calls and to talk to people about something they feel is important to them. And that's what I want to do with you after I give you just a little info, little introduction. I'm going to let you ask me some questions, and I'll answer those questions. I think that's a good way to do it. But the preeminent idea in regard to finances is tithing.
Finances.
My wife and I have tithed for
Jim,
We
you
lost
audio.
and tithing, when it says in the Bible, it says to bring the tithe in. It doesn't say pay the tithe. It doesn't say give the tithe. And it's because we're bringing back to him what's his anyway. And it's the first 10% off the top. And there is a special promise that God has given as relating to tithe, a financial blessing that he gives. And I believe that's even if we are not hitting the mark in some other areas of our life, if we do tithe, he will bless us financially because of that promise. So that's the preeminent thing. Secondly, a little more shoe leather hit the pavement. You need to start investing and saving money as early as possible, because time is much more valuable than the amount. If you start at age 25, saving $50 a month, that's going to be better than if you wait till you're 40 and you save $500 a month. It will yield you a greater accumulation down the road. But the key is to do it systematically and consistently. And when you invest, say on a monthly basis, it's called dollar cost averaging. And it means you're averaging the cost of whatever it is you're buying. And it's a great way to invest money instead of plopping in lump sums periodically, because we don't know if it's a good time or a bad time to invest if we do it that way. So invest monthly, put it on a bank draft. When you start, you need to use a mutual fund, because a mutual fund is inherently diverse. A mutual fund is a basket of securities, whether it be stocks or bonds or a combination of both. It can contain hundreds of securities. So instead of you having to go out and select, hundreds of different stocks or bonds to buy, A manager does that, and you're buying shares of the mutual fund. So use a mutual fund, invest on a dollar cost averaging basis, which is setting up a monthly draft, put it in the mutual fund, and lo and behold, in 10 years, you'll look at it and say, man, where did all that money come from? So that's two, in my opinion, probably the two most important ideas related to your finances that I could give you at this point. Everybody needs financial planning. Financial planning looks at everything that makes you what you are financially. It looks at your net worth, your budget, your insurance needs, your investment needs, your retirement, everything. And I think everyone needs to do at least the bare bones financial planning to make sure they're on the correct path. It's financial plan will create a roadmap to get you from where you are to where you want to go. And if you started on a vacation and you were driving, what would you do first? You would consult, in the old days, we consulted a paper map. I know some of you don't even know what that is. Now we plug in our destination and GPS, which keeps us on track. But in any case, you need to know where you're going and then use something to get you there. And that's what a financial plan does for your finances, for everything that makes you are financially. So that needs to be done at some point. What I'd like to do now is just really answer questions. I hope you've thought about maybe questions that you will have related to financial matters, and I'll try my best to answer them fully.
Well, one thing I would like to say is the first thing that you started off with, and that was tithing. And I have found that that is truly a blessing of giving, because the church is one of those foundations that helps us to be able to do things in the community, to be able to help other people, to be able to spread something that is positive. So I think that's really one of the key that is really there. And our class today is on vision board, and you're correct. For everything that you have out there that you're going to put on your vision board, there's some type of financial cost or something involved. But a lot of times we don't think about the financial future. What will our life look like 25 years from now, 30 years from now? We're just in this daily movement forward. So I think that's very powerful. I did definitely encourage, just like you said, is start early, start teaching our children about how to be able to save and be financially, stable in there. So is there any other reference? Because I think this is good, but this is sort of the touch. I've just written down about 3 or 4 things here, but are there any other resources that we can utilize to, if we're beginners in the financial market, is there any other resources? I know you have a podcast. I don't know if you have written material. How do we get in contact with you if that's something that you do with other clients?
Well, you can do it yourself, or you can consult with an advisor. And if you're able, then do it yourself. Now, I treat it kind of like plumbing and electrical work. I learned a very tough lesson about 35 years ago when I tried to do a little bit of plumbing work in a brand new house and had water running through my ceiling after I got through. I determined then I wouldn't do that anymore. I'd write a check because, plumbing and electrical is a big job, and I don't have any expertise in that. And I think financial planning and investing money is similar. So it's a big thing. It's very important. So you may want to consult with an advisor. And what I would suggest is interview several and see if you can find an advisor that you're comfortable with and can communicate with. You have a comfort level, and work with an advisor and let them advise you. My program is on Thursday nights at 6:00. It's on radio 103.7 FM, but it's also simulcast on YouTube channel. Financially Speaking NC is the YouTube channel. And you're welcome to watch that to try to gain some information. But that kind of thing, reading a book or going to a seminar, I don't think that's going to be enough to get you where you want to go financially. I think you need to find you a good advisor and work with them over years to make good decisions and get you where you want to go. Always in my radio program, this is Jim Taunton helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones. And that's what a good financial advisor will do.
Awesome. Anyone else have any questions? We have about 5 minutes for Mr. Jim. Let's drop some questions in the chat, or you can unmute yourself at this time to ask a question.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Jim, I was just sitting here thinking, we tend to think of hold on just a moment.
Okay. She must have had something in the oven.
I think someone's coming in the back door.
Yes. But no, I found it very interesting, if I may add to what you were saying, Mr. Jim. I found it very interesting that the first thing you mentioned was tithing, which is it amazes me because you don't hear that from many people. And I guess
No.
that is the difference between any financial counselor and a Christian-based, financial counselor. So I love that you pointed that idea out first, because we tend to, I guess, when you're, I guess, don't have enough to cover what you want to do, the first thing we look at is to stop tithing, and that's not always the case. There's other areas around that. So I thought that was very interesting. So thank you for that. We do have a question from Miss Kim in the chat, and she wants to know, what is the difference of a financial advisor and a financial manager? In your opinion, what's the difference between a financial advisor and a financial manager?
Financial manager, I'm not that familiar with that term. If she's talking about a money manager, I actually play both of those roles. I'm a certified financial planner, so I do full-blown financial planning, but I'm also an investment advisor, so I handle people's money, invest it for the future, increase retirement income, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure that that's what she's talking about when she says financial manager, but I do that. And he had asked me, the gentleman, Jesse, had asked me about contact information. And I'm more than welcome to talk to anybody. I've never, ever refused to work with anyone that comes to me sincerely seeking help. I don't have some artificial minimum or something that prohibits me from working with people. But my email is jim@jtauntonfinancial.com. Great way to contact me, and I will respond promptly, and we can meet if you'd like, and there's no cost or obligation for meeting me one time to discuss things. So there you go.
Is that looking at the younger generation, we tend to think of investing as we mature, we're a little older, been working for a while, but the younger generation, like the grandson who's started to work now, and he's calling himself saving his money, but yet, he has the savings account, but I want him to invest. Find a way to invest differently, or to show him a way of investing differently. But yeah, I don't want it to be a thing of saying like Papa and Mama, they want me to do this, I'm gonna do it because they want me to do this,
Right.
But I want it to be a thing of, whereas they're excited about doing it,
Right.
just do you have any suggestions for me to give to him, or where I can go to show him, or things
Yeah,
that?
I have met with parents
Mm-hmm,
and or grandparents with their child or grandchild
mm-hmm,
and educated some and tried to make them aware of what is needful.
mm-hmm,
And I enjoy that. And I think it's a matter of educating people more than anything else to
mm-hmm.
create that excitement.
Okay.
And I just, man, time flies. I'm having a ball. This is what I really enjoy doing more than anything. But I've got a grandson, two grandsons about to play basketball. Got to get out of here.
Yes. So
We
we thank you.
understand. We understand.
Well,
We
thank
thank
you,
you so much.
Jessica. You are a jewel, and I hope your church knows that they've got somebody special there in
Thank you,
Jessica.
Jim. I do appreciate it, and all of the wisdom that you have and have given us today. So we'll definitely be able to connect with you soon.
All right.
Enjoy the game. Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
game. Thank you so much for popping in. Yeah, time flies.
Y'all
So
take
we'll
care.
chat with you. We'll chat with you later. Let me know if he wins the game.
Yeah. Good to meet all of you at the top. Bye-bye.
Take care. All right. We thank Mr. Jim for coming today. It was just a wealth of information that he gave in that, short, 20 minutes that he was up and speaking. To the first thing he said was tithing, and then he said investing. He pointed out a financial planning. So those three things, tithing, investing, and he didn't say, one lump sum, not tithing, investing gradually, putting that small, even $25, he said, away to invest. So it's those little steps that will make a big difference. So we are thankful for Mr. Jim tuning in today and dropping those jewels. We are super excited to have the next speaker this morning. But before we get started with her, I just want to see how many actually came prepared to make a vision board. So if you have your poster, your glue, your pictures, just go ahead and drop a number 3 in the chat. Drop a number 3 if you actually came prepared to make a vision board. Today, we want to make sure that you have the tools that you have to go ahead and start your vision board. So we won't have the time to actually sit here and work with you through it, but we want to make sure that you have the knowledge and wisdom to actually think about it if you haven't already, to think about creating your vision board and to take the steps to do it. I see you in the chat, Tracy. Thank you. You are prepared. Nicole, thank you. You are prepared. So we're going to make sure that you can. Dr. Barbara, thank you. You are prepared with your items. So that is awesome. So what we're going to do, while Dr. Gwen, she's going to come up next, I'm going to introduce her in just a moment. We want to make sure that you guys have your ideas, your tools ready, because this is just a moment for us to give you some ideas, some goals that you can add to your vision board and to start you along the way, So we're going to go ahead with the next speaker, and she is Dr. Gwen Bowen. She is the pastor of Greater Vision Christian Church and a #1 international best-selling author. We are excited to have her here. She's a retired Edgecombe County Public School System teacher and the wife of Dr. Jesse Bowen, who you will see next. He's going to come up and speak next. And she is an author. She is an author. She has a couple of books out there. My Soul Cries Out, Don't Give Up in Your Storm. Her newest book, I Choose to Be Greater, Living Life in Greatness, is made her a #1 international bestseller. So we are excited about that. So you can check out more about her on her website, www.ministergwenbowen.com. However, she has another book that she is releasing, And she gave me some information, and she wanted to make sure that you guys knew about it, because it's one thing to write a book and it's another thing to actually invite others to write a book with you. And that is called a co-author. So she is inviting you, if you are a lady, if you're a woman and you have a story to tell, she's inviting you to be in her next book, Living the Life of a Virtuous Woman When God Speaks. We are so excited for her to be able to publish this book that is coming out next year. If you have thought about writing, it's the top of the year. So if you thought about writing this year and you want to get your feet wet, a compilation book, that is when you have more than one author come together. You have several authors, and she's looking for 30 women. Co-authorship is a great way to get started in and becoming an author. Is not as daunting as writing a full manuscript. With this book, you're only asked to write 2,000 words. And I've spoken 2,000 words just this morning to you guys. So you can see how easy it is to write. So we invite you to check out her website. We're going to drop that link in the chat in just a moment. Check it out. She's inviting you, or if you are watching on your laptop and you have your phone with you, go ahead and scan that QR code. Because she invites you to be a co-author. You can find out all the information on her website. And we're super excited that she is giving us women a chance to tell our stories. As you can see, before I bring her on, there are 3 topics that you can write on. If you look to your far right, you have Walk by Faith, To Know Him, and When All Else Fails. And these are some good topics, and I know I can write on all 3 of them, but you'll choose a topic, you'll write on it, and there's going to be help and support for you every step of the way. But, you know, this is not my book. You would think it was my book. I can go on and talk about it, but we want to make sure that you guys hear what Dr. Gwen has to say this morning. So we'll drop that link in the chat. Visit her website so you can check out more about it. Dr. Gwen, I hope you're ready. I hope you are ready, because I am going to give you the floor.
Myself. Okay, I'm here. I am here. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm so glad that you are with us this morning. To God be the glory. He is truly a good God, and we're so grateful unto him for all of his many, many blessings. Thank you for joining with us with the Vision Board Workshop this morning. We all have a vision. I know you have, going into 2024. You know, Helen Keller said, the only thing worse than having no sight is having sight, but no vision. So we have to ask ourselves, well, just what is vision? You know, we know that biblical vision is seeing what God wants you to see. God sees all things. We know that. However, you and I, we see very little. And yes, there are times when God enables us to see what he sees. Isn't that good news? In his glory and purposes for us here on earth. You know, I read in 2 Kings 6 where Elijah prayed that God would open the eyes of his servant to see. And up to this point, the servant could only see the surrounding enemy. And Elijah prayed and said, Lord, I pray, open his eyes that he may see. Then the Lord, with his good self, he opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elijah. You see, God gave vision to Elijah's servant to see what he wanted him to see. We are all going somewhere in life. Yes, we are in 2024. In Christ, our end is assured. And one day we will be with the Lord forever. But the question remains, where are you going in this life? I personally read where Andy Stanley in his book Visioneering said, life is a journey. Everybody ends up somewhere in life, and it's true. A few people end up somewhere on purpose. And those are the ones with vision, because vision gives significance to the otherwise meaningless details of our lives. But you got to know your vision must be clear. For a clear vision enables you to see everything differently. My husband is a businessman, and I have other friends who are into different businesses like jewelry and etc. But in the business world, companies live and die by their vision statement. You see, the goal is to clearly communicate who they are to anyone who asks, to give the big picture. So where do we get the vision? Biblical vision, we know, starts with who? It starts with God. It has to be his idea. And in Habakkuk 2:2, God told Habakkuk, he told him to write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. You see, God wanted Habakkuk to write down the vision so that others could read it and run with it. And this is casting vision. This is where we find ourselves this morning, casting our visions. It is seeing what God sees and helping ourselves to see it too. In scripture, we see many different ways in which God's servants cast vision. Remember, Elijah prayed and Samuel spoke. And many of the prophets wrote visions down. Jesus often cast vision by example, like when he did the washing of the feet. And yeah, God told Habakkuk to write the vision down that those who read it could run with it. And so this morning I say to you, your vision needs to be clear so that you might grab hold and run with it. I know some of us might be, we might be teachers, we might be business owners, we might be parents, we might be husbands, we might be wives, even leaders on your job. So having vision, is critical. If what God has shown you involves others, then clarifying the visual is equally important. This means that you need to learn to communicate what God has shown you so that others can help put into action God's purposes. Writing your God-given vision down is an effective form of communication. There is a difference between what I believe I have heard from God and the ability to express it. Sometimes I prematurely speak on a new vision, and the result is more gibberish than I expected. It seems so clear in my head, but once it comes out, it's like it's a foreign language. I'll be like, is that really what you said? So you see, writing it down can be helpful. Another helpful tool is taking what you believe God has shown you and sharing it with others who can help you gain greater clarity. See, sometimes your vision is not just about what you can do or what you're to do, but it's about incorporating others into it to make sure that it's done. If God is giving you vision that involves others, then don't be afraid to bring people in. And so as we bring my final thoughts in, as important as good communication is in casting vision, let's not forget the importance of certainty. So we must ask God to help us to hear from him and to clearly communicate his vision if needed. Spiritually speaking, I not only cast a vision for my church, but I encourage my followers to do so with their professional and personal lives. And these I'm about to share with you. These are some of the tips that have helped me and that you can easily adopt too in 2024. First of all, write it down. I cannot emphasize this enough. Spoken words, you see, they disappear in the air, but written words are physical. Each day when I sit down at my laptop, I can see the goal I have written for the year. It is there demanding my attention, and it's posted on my office wall at home, right here at home. So if you aren't a wordsmith, you can also create a vision board with pictures and words of what you want your professional and your personal life to look like in 5, 10, or 20 years. It sounds very, very elementary, but again, if you don't put your dreams out there and look at them every day, how will you get there? You know, think about it. Have you recently secured a speaking opportunity or a position on your job? Have you recently, acquired a new car or a house, and you were able to say, gosh, that was on my vision board? Isn't it fulfilling to hear those words, that was on my vision board, and have it remind you of how important vision casting is? Number 2, you need to write in the past tense, not the future. There must be a goal, intention, and a deadline. For an example, it might be that you might say, well, by June 15th, I increased sales by 25%. Not by June 15th, I will increase sales by 20. But you're speaking that thing. By June 15th, I increased sales by 25%. Or your goal may look like, by June 15th, I purchased my home. Not I'm going to purchase it, but I purchased my home. Because Romans 4:17 says, speak those things as though they were. Then there's number 3. Cast your vision with descriptive words and emotions. So describe your vision in detail, as if you are painting a picture with the brightest paints the world has to offer. Our home is a direct result of that exercise. I get somewhere and I sit alone with my pen and my paper and sometimes just my laptop, and I describe a created open space. Each room, the colors on the walls, where furniture would be placed, where I need to move something, including the types of awards we have received, how I will incorporate that into the decorativeness of my home, and even what type of emotion we will have in our home. Will it be inviting? Will it be loving? Will it be inspirational? Will it be peaceful? Because you see, for me, it was important. It's important to envision a place of joy where anyone who entered would experience God's presence just as we. Descriptive. So number 4, finally, you got to share your vision. When I launched the church 5 years ago, we'll be celebrating our 5th anniversary, next Sunday at 3:00 p.m. at the Hilton. Let me just throw that out there. 5 years ago, I wrote a book, My Soul Cries Out, because I wanted others to know my story. I tell everyone my story because you never know who that story can help. In other words, share your story, your vision, your dreams with everyone you meet. It's been 5 years and we find ourselves revisiting our vision for the church, because we're living in changing times amongst changing people, and we desire to reach the masses. So why does vision casting work? Well, I wish I had a scientific answer for you this morning, but the truth is I simply don't know. But what I do know is that previous generations knew how important it was. And one of my favorite quotes is from Will Rogers, an American actor, historian, and observer of American culture. And he didn't call it vision casting, but he famously said, even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just stand there. Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just stand there. So this morning I say to us all, be mindful as you prepare your vision boards, whether they're electronically or if you do the paper one, or just however you decide to do your board this year. Know that casting a vision ensures that you won't just stand there, but that you will move forward personally, you'll move forward professionally, you will move forward financially, but most of all, you will move forward spiritually. That's my tidbit.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pastor Dr. Gwen. We appreciate your tidbit. There were so many good jewels that you dropped, and I appreciate, listen, I'm going on my second page of notes here this morning. So I hope you guys have jotted down some good things. You left us with some good tips that I'm just going to run through real quick. 4 good tips. One is to write it down. The second is to write in the past tense. The third is to use descriptive words and emotions. And the fourth is to share the vision with someone, and everyone. So we are super thankful, extremely thankful for those tips. Another thing that you said is, where are you going? In somewhere on purpose. So we're just going to allow, if anyone has some questions for Dr. Gwen this morning, if you want to drop them in the chat, or you can raise your hand and we will bring you on camera. We are, those tips were amazing. Amina said, great tips. Thank you. So yeah, we are thankful for those tips. And if anyone has questions for her, you can drop them in the chat even now. She did mention 2 ways of creating vision boards. And one of those ways is a traditional vision board. If you look over her left shoulder or her right shoulder, if we're looking directly at her, she has a traditional vision board, And a second way is to actually, there you go. A second way is to actually do a digital vision board. And we're going to learn more about those two in just a second. So thank you. If we can just drop a number 4, just to thank Dr. Gwen this morning, drop a number 4 in the chat for her, just thanking her. Thank you, Nicole. I see you. Thank you. She dropped a number 4 in the chat for her, and we're going to get ready to bring on our next speaker. Don't forget, Marcia, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dr. Barbara, thank you. I see you in the chat, dropping those 4s in the chat. Kim Blake, dropping a 4 in the chat, and I think she dropped a couple of amens while you were talking too. So we are super, super thankful for you. We're gonna take you off. Thank you, Dr. Gwen. Remove that for you, and we're gonna bring up our next speaker, who really does not need an introduction and can really actually go ahead and talk the entire time because he just has been a professional speaker before I was even thought of. We have Dr. Jesse Bowen. He's a #1 international best-selling author and Christian minister. He holds a PhD in Christian humanities and has authored over 30 books on martial arts, meditation, sports performance, and motivation. So this is why I say he can talk. He has over 30 books, so he has plenty of topics to talk to you guys about, but we're excited because we're going to hear from him as the executive director of Elite Publications. He's also a 10th degree black belt in martial arts and has over 2,000 trophies, awards, and world titles. He's going to talk to us on vision today. He has a book on it, God Gives Me Vision. He has a book on it, God Gives Me Vision. He might show that today. And he also has another book, God Forgives, Why Not You? So let's go ahead and welcome Dr. Jesse Bowen this morning. We welcome you. We welcome you. You go ahead and have the floor. It is your time to shine.
Wow, Jessica, you make it sound like I talk a lot. Well, if you're going to talk, you need to have something to say. And that's what I try to do. And my commitment for the rest of my life is to say something that can empower someone else's life. And thank you, Jessica and Pastor. Thank you for the opportunity to be on this platform. And I know some of you have pretty much, it looks like everybody has done a vision board, or you really know what the vision board is. So, so why don't you drop in the chat, maybe a 6 if you completed all the goals you had set for yourself last year, and maybe drop in there a 8 if you didn't. Okay, so 6 if you did, 8 if you didn't. And maybe when it didn't, mean you still have things on your list that you are really working on doing. Of course, some goals are short-term goals, middle goals, and then some of them are long-time goals. So today I am going to be sharing with you. In fact, I got it this morning, rewrote my whole program, because I and the same thing about goal setting, you have to feel. So I want to feel what is right and what you should do. So this morning I wanted to really get into the another part we don't talk about, and that is the psychology of goal setting. And so as you're going through the rest, I'm only going to be here a short period of time, but as you're going through, just take and jot a few things down that I may say that you did know, but you need to reinforce, or maybe something I say something you didn't know, and we can talk about that also. So Jessica, I'm going to go to screen share. It says this is disabled, so can you enable me, please? Let's try it again. Jess?
Yes, can you hear me now? I was muted, I guess. I am going to
just screen share.
Give you access. You should have. Okay.
All right. Okay, so everyone, I want you to think about the power of vision through goal setting. You see, as we get into this system, we want to think about goal setting is very simple. You do it when you go on a trip. And that's what you go on. We're all on a trip. We're on a journey from where we are now until the journey's over. So we're on this trip, and the GPS system that you have in your cell phone, your computer, is great to help you navigate. So what we want to do is to create a GPS system for our goals. And so when we do that, we don't get lost. And this is a problem that most people will start on a journey, but they're turning their system off, or they're in a location that they don't get a good signal. So therefore they're lost, or they rely too much on the system when you have to have a clear vision. So that's because I have a GPS in my cell phone. I really need to look at the journey and map out in my head, just in case something breaks down and I'm not stranded, and I don't know where I need to be. So you want to have a clear vision and understanding and study. So success is about study. Success is, there's no luck in success. If you want to be successful, you have to study success, no matter whatever you want to succeed in. If you want to become financially successful, what do you have to do? You have to find you a financial manager to help teach you about what you should do. And sometimes it's not about teaching you, but it's to remind you. And I just got reminded of a couple of things this morning with our first speaker that I need to do and share with my grandson that I haven't. And I thought it was a really good idea of, introducing him to a financial planner that can help him. So become educated about your goals, how to set them. So again, Jessica's already introduced me. My name is Jesse Bowen. I'm a certified life success coach. I'm a corporate educator for Duke University or Duke CE. I am a certified goal success coach. I am a certified business coach, 10th degree black belt. I am also a publisher, and I've written over 30 books. And, all this is to say is that if you notice under my certification, it says what? Goal success coach. Not only have I just, read about goals, I've actually taken courses to learn how to do it better so I can have the impact and the results of what really works, and I don't have to guess on it. So, there's a picture of my book there, Goal Setting, Fundamental Keys to Success. So that's one of the first thing I want to say to you is to study. Study your project. You want to buy a house or your next home, then study. You want to get healthy, study how you want to get healthy. So the more you become knowledgeable, the better and faster you can accomplish those things. So today I'm going to cover briefly, and I got another seminar coming up on the 20th. We'll talk about it at the end. But today I want to talk about the psychology of a vision board, your big picture, discover your why, unleash your creative powers, create your vision board, learn visualization techniques, learn the truth about manifesting. I know you're probably saying, oh my God, we're going to be here all day. No, I'm going to give you an intro to it, so we're not going to be here all day on it. But if you want to learn more, or if there's a question, then Jessica can drop our email into the chat, and you can email me. I'll be more than happy to discuss with you how you can apply some of these things. Okay, so the psychology of a vision board. We have to really understand that the psychology is the study of the human mind and its function. So when we think about the psychology, and that's what the study is, the whole, I've done all these things to actually discover myself. And that's where another place you have to start. The research behind visualization and goal setting is the root of visualization and positive psychology. So what do you say? I've got goals set. Do you believe them? Do you believe in your goals? Do you have affirmations that go with your goals? If I ask you your goals at 3:30 in the morning, I wake you up and say, hey, Kim, what's your goals? Would you be able to tell me? What would you say? Do you know in your mind what these goals are? And then you have the power of intention. So the power of intention is about bringing your visualization and your mental imagery together. And this is a technique which involves imagining specific outcomes or scenarios in order to create a mental representation of your desired future. We do this all the time. Scientists say that we have about 70,000 thoughts that we have a day. Think about that. 70,000 thoughts, between 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of thinking. So the question would be, what are you thinking? So the vision board is this powerful tool that helps us to be able to put those visual things out there. because all these thoughts that go through our head is easy to move beyond that. And then we put our pictures on our vision board so we can have a steady, clear focus of what it is that we want to accomplish and do. And yes, as you are going through this process, you can change that image. You can change it. You can make it better, whatever it is that you want to do. What I found that in the psychology is that make your pictures big, meaning that make your goals large. Don't set a small goal, so that you've got a goal. Let's say, for an example, that, you wanted to earn, $50,000 a year. Then why not make it at 70? Because somewhere in there, you will find that place. So the bigger you can think, the more you can dream, the more things can be manifested. Now, if you look around your life and you see things there you don't want, you have to ask yourself the question, what am I thinking? Because the law of attraction simply states whatever you think about most is what you draw into your life. So whatever you think about most is what you bring into your life. So if you're looking around and you see something you don't want, how many times a day do you think about it? You might say, we talked about financial today. You say, well, I don't have the funding I need. Are you thinking about not having the funding? Or are you thinking about ways to be able to create the funding? And what I've discovered is when you ask the universe a question, an echo comes back. And you just have to be in that place mentally so you can be able to hear. So when you're working on your goals or you're working on improving your life, creating your vision, you have to be able to apply yourself into a spiritual place, because creativity is spiritual. Because in spiritual, we have a feeling. It feels good or it doesn't feel good. And then we have intuition. And intuition is that feeling you get whether or not it's right or wrong. Do you want it or you don't want it? So you have to take in not just one perspective with your vision board. So you want to be able to define the big picture. Focus on the feeling. Okay, so let's say, for example, you have a goal. I'm just going to take and use a car. For an example, maybe there's a very specific car you want to own, and every time it comes down the highway, you see it, you go, "Oh my God, there's my car, man! That is great!" And you go get a picture of this particular car. You go to the dealership and you test drive the car. Take a picture standing beside the car. Put it up on your vision board. Post it on social media. Tell someone about it. This is about creating the feeling and excitement. So every time you see this car, you get excited. So look at your goals you have written down. Do they excite you? That's what you want. This is when we get to manifesting. This is a key part. Does your goals excite you? How does it make you feel? Are you doing your goals out of the necessity? I gotta do it. And see, that's what you really want to think about. Having an outline plan, and you don't have to be in distress. Zoom out. In other words, stand outside of your goals and look at your goal. So in other words, once you achieve it, how will it feel? Maybe it's the new home. So, maybe there's a home that you would like to own, and it's in that community. Maybe it's good health. What is that? Stand outside of yourself and use your imagination. How would I feel if I threw away 30 pounds, built some muscle mass, able to get in that dress or slacks that I used to be able to wear a long time ago? How would that make me feel? How would it make me feel to have this new job opportunity? What will I have to do to be able to gain it? And then you want to take and get real. Can I do this? Can I achieve it? Remember, all things can be done through faith. So can I do it? Do you believe it? Can I own that car? Can I own that home? Can I have a better relationship? Can I have the relationship I want? What are your goals? So you remember, you got your personal goals, you've got your, your business goals, spiritual goals. You have all these things, but can I really get these things? Is it real? So you have to believe in everything that you are doing, because remember, if you have the faith as small as a mustard seed, that's where it starts. So look at your goals. Okay, I believe in this. I can do this. I can do this. I can make it happen. Then make a timeline. When is this going to happen? Goals without timelines can go on and on and on for years. So make a timeline. Break your goals down so you can say, in this period, in this year, if I want to get my new home this year, and I need to have $30,000 to make as a down payment, then you want to write that down. Then you break down, how can I achieve that? Do I need to go and get a part-time job? Do I need to play the lottery? How do I figure this out? What do I need to do? How much money do I need to save each week? What are the other opportunities? And remember, when you're having these discussions, it's the great time for you to become creative, and you can now discover something you can create. We're in a time of creativity. The internet and all these things out there. Write a book. You may be able to write a book, and that book becomes a bestseller, creates revenue, monthly revenue coming in. There's so many things that you can do to be able to help manifest your financial goals. But see, sometimes we just really have to sit down and think about it. And then, don't just throw them out there. And your vision board should be somewhere in front of you, or, have it written, a card in your wallet, on your nightstand. I actually have my vision board, which is a whiteboard, in front of me. All of my goals are written there. How much, I'm a business person, so, I have goals for my company. How much revenue do we expect to create this year? I break that down to how much we need to create every day, every week, every month, to be able to accomplish those goals. Maybe you are, again, maybe you're looking to, purchase a home. So, you want to be able to go back and have that on your vision board. I know when I bought my first home back in 2000, I was the first male in my family to actually own property. And I remember having this goal. I've got the finances there. And I went to this house that I really fell in love with this house. Remember, we're talking about love, we're talking about an emotion, but a house was for sale, it was a contract on it. And this home, I loved it. I went out there during the day, and I parked my car in the driveway, and I just, took a picture of how my car would look in the driveway. I mean, I really did. This is the only house I saw that I loved. And then at night, I came by and I took a picture of my car in the driveway at night. And, my good fortune was that the person took the contract off. They called me, and I owned the home. There wasn't another home I wanted to buy at that particular time. It was that particular home. But you see, you have to get emotionally involved in your vision board, in your goal setting. And then you have to stay on track. So a lot of times we have distractions. And distractions in some cases are good, because a distraction can help you, can benefit you by moving. It might be there for a purpose. Maybe you need to slow down and really evaluate your goal. Okay, so, and like I said, I'm going to move through some things here really quickly. And so remember, if you have questions, drop them into the chat. And it's discovering your why, finding out why you want to be able to achieve your goals, that deep-rooted personal things. Write down 3 specific goals with the goal that you have set, breaking it down, identify each one of them, making it personal, and then prioritize the emotion, the motivation behind that. Okay, so now we're talking about unleashing your creative power, the power of your mind through thought. So right now, your goal, how bad do you want it? Is there one that you want to accomplish first? How bad do you want it? Are you emotionally attached to that goal? Do you have a vivid imagination of seeing that goal accomplished? That's what you want to do. As I said before, some things, just like I used the example of the car, go out to a dealer, take a picture of you standing beside this car, emotionalize that feeling, that home. Or like I said, get some magazine, cut those pictures out of that person that's in great shape. Today, you can either take your head off, take a picture of you, and put your head on a fit body. So there's so many things you can do, because this is what the mind wants to do. The mind wants to be creative. And the more creative you can make it, the better it is. Speak into your own success through affirmations. Do you have an affirmation? Most people that know me, they would say, "Hey, Jesse, how you doing today?" And they already know I'm going to say, better, better, and better, trying to make the world a better place. And if I don't do that, most of my friends are going, "What's wrong with you today? Where's the better, better?" So they become to expect that. But that's what it means. Every day in every way, I become better, better, and better. And when I become better and I do something, I want to use it to help make other people better too. Having faith. Faith is belief, desire, and expectation. That's it. Now, no matter how you use that, if we use it in the church, in our spiritual side, or your daily life side, or whatever you want to do, faith is belief, desire, and expectation. That is faith. If I leave out the belief in my goals, then I'm probably not achieve it, or that pace is going to be very slow. If I leave out the desire, it's not going to be at the top of my list. And if I leave out expectation, I may wind up in the wilderness, because you must have those things in there. You got to have, so this is one of the key things. If you don't remember anything else, please remember that faith is the belief, desire, and the expectation. Now, when we come to our vision board, we want to take time to, again, coming back to the same thing, sort of like a redundant here, but to clarify your vision. You want to gather your material. You want to find those images that represents your vision. So if you have that today, after our program, remember, go ahead and don't wait till tomorrow to do your vision board. Get your vision board done before the end of today. And what we'd like for you to do is take a snapshot and send us your picture. And because we want to be able to, we're excited about you, and you want to share your goals with positive people that will believe in you and support you. Don't take it to a negative person just going to knock you down. Or if you do and someone, knocks you down, just say, cancel, cancel. Think about your computer, something pops up, something's happening, you don't want to do it. Think about there's a special button you can press and you go cancel, cancel. So that's what I want you to do. If someone's giving you negativity about your goals, say cancel, cancel. Place your vision board someplace where you can see it. Every day you be able to use that. And when you visualize, so think about closing your eyes, and when you close your eyes, you automatically begin to drop your brain frequency. So everyone meditates every day. Every day. You cannot go to sleep unless you go through a meditative state. Meditation doesn't have anything to do with religion or anything else. Meditation is just simply learning to bring yourself into a place of relaxation so you can focus and let go and put your mind and your body into a peaceful, relaxed place. So when you close your eyes, your brain frequency drops. If someone were to ask you a question, you had to think about it, you would say, I don't know. Let me see. Oh man, your body, your brain wants to naturally do these things to help bring things to your mind. So what you want to do is to close. Maybe you have a picture of the car you would love to have. You look at it, you close your eyes, you engrave that in your mind. You make an emotional attachment to the red car or black car, whatever. So you want to be able to bring that together. Right in there, you want to bring into the visualization your desired outcome. We all have fantasies. We all think about things. That your mind is, like I said, remember the 70,000 thoughts? How about focusing, let's say 20,000 thoughts on each day on what it is you want to be able to achieve. You want to create a vision, an affirmation card, read that out. And remember, go to your vision board. And so the last thing I'm going to talk to you about here, give you a chance to ask questions. Start a journal. Start a journal, because that journal may turn into a book. So you can start today creating a journal. Create a journal about your experience today. Create a journal about setting your goal or the life experience that you're going through. Use positive affirmations. If you find yourself thinking or saying something negative, say cancel, cancel. Consider your dreams or your goals before you go to bed. So this is what happens. In the process of the psychology of your mind, we take to bed the last things that we actually see and do. If you're watching crazy shows on television, you'll probably take the crazy show to bed. You have a dream about it. You see, so the way you can help manifest your goals is, before you go to bed, is to write down or pull up your vision board what your goal is. Close your eyes, think about it. How would it make me feel? And then go to bed. Go to bed with something good on your mind, something that is positive. Go to bed with that on your mind. And what happens, you'll have a dream. I have dreams, a lot, this book, it's called God Gives Me Vision. I had a dream about this book about, I guess, 8, 9 people had asked me in one day, Jesse, you have great vision. You can see into the future and all of that. And I had a dream about it. And in the dream, God said, write the vision. So that's what I named the book, God Gives Me Vision. Surround yourself with positive people. Practice the 3-6-9 manifesting method. And that is, in the morning, write on a sheet of paper 3 times what it is you want your goal to be. At noontime, write it on a sheet of paper 6 times what it is you want your goal to be. And then before you go to bed at night, write it down 9 times. That's the 3-6-9. This is bringing you emotionally into achieving your goals. And my final thing is to create a mind movie. A mind movie is where you can go to Canva, you can get video, and you can actually put your goals there, and then you can have that music behind it. Close your eyes, open your eyes, you see the image playing there of what it is that you want to achieve. And then, like I said, that is the manifesting process. Okay. Any questions? You can mute. I know I covered a lot of things there. You can unmute and ask me a question, or Jessica, maybe someone's dropped something in the chat, and we can start there. We'll stop sharing my screen. All right.
Oh, thank you. I officially have 2 full sheets of paper of notes.
That was a mouthful.
If anyone has, first, let's just drop a 5 in the chat. Drop a 5 in the chat just to thank Dr. Jesse today for the wealth of information. Drop a 5. Thank you, Miss Kim. I see you. Marsha, I see you. Marcia, Dr. Barbara, thank you. 5 in the chat. And if you have any questions, this is the time to go ahead and ask. Amina, thank you. She says this is exciting. It was exciting. The 3-6-9 is new to her. So thanks so much.
Yeah, so and that's what you really want to do. Remember, emotionally attach yourself. Mute Jess for a second. Emotionally attach yourself to your goal. The more you can say it, the more things you're manifesting in your life. Now, remember, you manifest negative things the same way. So if you're thinking about something and it's negative, and you're thinking about it over and over, you're manifesting that into your life. Just say cancel, cancel. Take the next 12 months, next 30 days, everything that you speak is something positive. It's hard to get positive and negative to come together. So you want to think about, the positive things. If you find yourself thinking something negative, say cancel. I don't want to think that. You have the power to think whatever you want to think. Your mind doesn't control you. When it is controlling you, you just have to say, okay, I don't want that. I don't want to think that.
All right. So we have two questions. The first one is going to be, is it possible to get a copy of your PowerPoint?
Yes.
All right, we'll make sure that that's emailed to you guys. And the second, Dr. Barbara has a question, and she wants to learn some more about creating a mind movie through Canva.
Okay. So I did have one up, but I don't have it now. So what you do, a mind movie is that you have, as Pastor talked about, you're bringing your goal to life. Say, for an example, I'll use a car again because I've done this. So you go to the dealership. You get the salesperson and you want to stand beside the car, snaps a picture, and you put that into your mind movie. And then, for everything that you want to accomplish, and it plays over and over. Maybe there's several car, maybe it's a convertible, the top is down, top is up. I manifest the financial means to own this car. I desire it, and it is so. And the more you say it, the more things you start to see. And what happens is that when you're on a journey of goal setting and you believe in the manifesting power, then what happens is you will have people come into your life. And these people are there to open the door. So you don't necessarily have to do all the heavy lifting. When you are in purpose, and because being in purpose is about being spiritual, these doors and opportunities will reveal itself. You just have to expect it to happen. You may hear the answer on the radio. You showed up in this class today. You may not even know why you shown up, but there may be something that opens the door to you to manifest your goal or to be able to change your life. So, so remember, keep it positive.
Thank you for that. Do we have any other questions before we move on to the Tracy? All right, we have a question. When doing 369, are you writing only one thing down, or can you put a few in one sentence?
Well, if they interconnect, or you can have different times. If I have my most important goal that I want to achieve now, then I would really focus on that one particular goal. Now, you can also use mind mapping. You can go to Canva. Canva has mind mapping tools, and that you can put all your goals and everything on. And that's what you really want to do, is be able to organize your goals so you can see them. And we use Asana, and that is a software that you can, again, write your goals on, that you can hear. I deal with pen and paper, but I deal with a lot of technology stuff too, because I want to have fun in setting my goals in doing that. So I would recommend find that one goal, that's your big one, but you can do everything else. Using that 369 is a good test. But you don't want to. That's what procrastination happens, because someone has too many goals. They got too much going on, so they don't get anything done. And then they get burnt out. Then they want to do the easy things first, and they never get around to the hard things. So, put timelines on your goals and know the ones that you really want to bring forth, because success is a habit. Success, now write that down, please. Success is a habit. Failure is a habit. When you get one success, go to the next one. Go to the next one. And remember, success is about your life purpose. Why are you here on planet Earth? How can you make the world better? So it's not about living and dying. It's about the journey that you're on and the impact that you make in the world. So So think about that as the impact my goals will have on the world.
All right. All right. We do have another question here. And it says, I am not familiar with Canva. Can you give more information from Dr.
Okay, sure. Okay, so we'll take a moment because this is going to go into what you're going to do anyway, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so what we'll do, I'll have Jess to go over to Canva, and because Canva is a software program, you can actually get it the trial version for free. So you can go there. So when you make a mind movie, it is a video. Jessica's a master at creating videos and stuff. But it's a movie that you make with everything you want to have there, and you can then download this movie to be it downloads into an MP4, so you can have it on your computer and put some nice background music on there. And I like to have it going slow so I can look at it, close my eyes, mentally visualize it, open up to the next scene, and do that. Because in the psychology, your mind wants to stay busy working on what you want it to work on. You can actually put it on your cell phone, so you can play it. So it's something you can have with you all the time to be able to reflect on. So Jess, I'm going to let you go into. So we have the traditional vision board, which you have the poster board. You got your images up there. So Jess is going to go into digital vision board.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Jesse. That was a plethora of information, and we are excited. I told you I'm up to 2 notes. I don't know about you guys, but I'm up to 2 notes of two notebook papers. Some things that you pointed out, someone questioned the 369, which is absolutely amazing. I never heard of that. So that is awesome. I love that idea. To study your goal, your project. If you want a house, find out more about the house. If you want a car, find out more about the car. That's actually one of the things that I did before I got my car. I had a list, and I studied it to make sure the car that I got was the car that I wanted. So I like that. What are you thinking?
And what's your car's name?
What my car's name is Faith. So yes, my car name is Faith. Everyone who knows me well knows that my car is Faith. And when they ask about my car, they actually say, how is Faith? So my car is Faith. Achieve your goals one step at a time, and to create your vision board. And that's where I'm going to pick up. You mentioned the traditional, so we thank you. We had a couple of questions there for you. Dr. Barbara says she's on her 3rd page of notes, front and back. So we thank you, and we thank you. I hope you guys are doing well. Just go ahead, a quick check-in in the chat. Drop a 7 if you are enjoying the information that has been given so far. We've had so far Jim Torton. He has been here as a financial investor. Awesome, awesome. Now we have Dr. Gwen, Nicole, Kim Blake, Dr. Bowen, AA, Marsha. Now I'm sure I'm butchering your name, Miss Burns Mittler. I don't want to say Marsha. It could be Marcia. But we thank you for all those 7s. We thank you guys for attending. We started off, Tracy, I see your 7. Great, great. We had Mr. Jim Torton here with the financial advice. We had Dr. Gwen drop the spiritual advice. We had Dr. Jesse drop the mental advice. So we have covered everything just about. And he even touched base on the emotional as well. So he touched briefly on what a traditional vision board is. If you're not familiar with it, I'll go ahead and just reiterate. A traditional vision board is what Dr. Gwen had behind her. It is actually putting pictures and your words on paper or a poster board. The larger it is, the traditional one is usually a poster board. I see Dr. Gwen. I'm going to bring her on camera for just a moment so we can see her example. If she can move her computer over just a little bit more, it says my vision board, and we can see that it's on a poster board. So that is a traditional version of a vision board. You go to magazines. This time of day, you can even go to the internet and find what you want. You can print them out, and you can actually use your glue or tape to actually fix it to the poster board. And you can go ahead. You have a vision for your personal life. You have a vision, for your family, your physical health, your mental health, your business plan, whatever you have, you can put it on your vision board. So that's a traditional. Now, today, I'm actually going to shift over and talk about a digital vision board. And I know someone asked a question about a Canva, and Dr. Jesse touched on that briefly. And I'm going to show you some things on how to create in Canva. I personally like Canva, and Canva has come a long way over the years. But one thing that I love about digital vision boards, and I'm going to just briefly speak on that and share with you what it is. And digital is basically what it is. You can take it with you. It's digital. We have iPads, we have tablets, we have cell phones and computers. And what you're doing is you are making your digital vision board on one of those platforms, on one of those computers. So you want to make sure that you have your vision in your head, because now I think I mentioned you can pull those pictures. If you're doing a traditional vision board, you can pull those pictures, print them out, and adhere them to your poster board. But now, instead of printing them out, you're going to put them into Canva, or it can be Microsoft Word, whatever you are familiar with, and you can actually make your vision board digital. And the great thing I like about digital vision boards versus a traditional vision board is that it is mobile. It's mobile. So we know that we lead very busy lives. We're always on the go, right? We always have something to do. And the great thing about digital vision boards is that you can take it with us, right? We can take it with us. Out of the 7 billion people, 7 billion people have a smartphone. That is over 85% of the world's population who owns a smartphone. And if I can just take a little inventory here, we're either watching on our smartphone, we're watching on our tablet right now, we're acting right now on our digital phone. And if you're not, you have it with you. It's not too far away from you. So we have been in a mobile generation for a while, and especially right during the pandemic, that's really when the digital dependence really inclined. So we always have our tablet, whether it's our iPhone, our Android phone, if you're an Android user. We have our computers, our laptops with us all the time, and you can take your vision with you. You always have a constant reminder of your vision board. You can download your vision board. Once we finish in Canva, you can download your vision board and set it as your background on your phone or on your tablet. So wherever you are, you will see your vision before you, and it can help you. Now, even if you still like to have that touch and feel, it's like, book readers. Some people we have that like the Kindle version, and other people, they actually like having a book where they can touch and feel. And if you're that person, that's no worries. We can still create your vision board digitally, and you can actually print it out and create a poster out of it. So there are still options for you. If you like to touch and feel and like to have it there with you, you have that option to turn your digital vision board into a traditional vision board. So, and to take it one step further, once you actually create it digitally, you can go ahead, print it out, and frame it as well. So you can get fancy, you can frame it, you can have it in front of you, and you can still create a traditional vision board. And now you can have it on your phone or whatever device you're using, and you can have it in front of you when you're at your home. Another great thing about digital vision boards is that you have an unlimited photo database. With traditional vision boards, you are somewhat limited because you use the magazines, right? And you're printing the photos. But with the digital, you can actually use Google, and Canva has, and I keep mentioning Canva, you keep hearing Canva in here. Canva is one of the platforms that we use and I personally use to develop different things. It has a free access if you want, but you also can have a pro if you want to pay. I'm not sure how much it is for the pro per month. I believe it's like maybe $12.95, something like that. If you want to become more familiar with it and use it. But we'll go into that in just a moment. But you can pull these photos from the database and have plenty of photos to choose from for whatever your vision is. All right. So, and then you have no whiteout, right? No whiteout is needed because if you make a mistake digitally, you can always delete it. If you make a mistake on a traditional vision board, you need some whiteout to fix and correct your mistake. So it's easy to revamp and tweak your vision as you go for the year. I believe Dr. Jesse mentioned that sometimes we can procrastinate because we have too much to do, right? We set a hefty vision and we have our focus in too many places. So what we can do, and I actually found myself there in 2023, I had too much on my plate and I had to narrow in my focus. So digitally, I can go ahead and just not get rid of what I wanted to do, but I can just remove that vision and change it for another year and just put it off just for a little bit and focus on my main goals. So Canva, we can create a digital board there, but there are other ways of using a digital platform. We have your Word document, and I'm sure everyone is familiar with that. You have Publisher, you have PicMonkey, but my favorite would be Canva, as I mentioned. And one of the things that Dr. Jesse also mentioned is a mind movie, and you can create the movie in Canva. That's something that you won't be able to do in a Word document, but you can go ahead and create the movie in Canva. You can download that, and we're going to actually go into Canva in just a moment. But before we do, how many people are familiar with Canva? If you can just put a yes in the chat if you're familiar with Canva, put a no in the chat if you are not familiar with Canva, and just to get an idea of who is and who is not, and we'll move forward. And one of the things, and we're talking about vision, I prefer, at one point to have a traditional vision board. I actually created, and I had a memory pop up on my social media 4 years ago. I created my 5-year plan. And on that 5-year plan, I actually created a traditional vision board. And I put some pretty big things on there. And I can actually almost check off 2 of those items. So I'm excited. And so I took a picture on my phone of the traditional vision board, so that way I can keep it with me. And I see your yeses, your nos. Okay, awesome. All right. Yes, but limited knowledge. Okay. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to share my screen in just a moment, and we're going to go ahead and just talk a little bit more about Canva so you guys can see exactly what I am referring to here. Let me bring this screen up. And let me know if you guys can see my screen. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you can see my screen. Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Nicole. All right. So this is a vision board. As you can see, I have already kind of put it together. But I am going to walk you through the steps to creating your own vision board. And this is just an example of what it can be. And again, we went through the financial, the spiritual, the emotional aspects, the visualization, and you want to make sure that during this time that you actually think about your vision. Now, this isn't something that you just kind of slap and put together. Now, we encourage you to sit down. If you haven't already, just start outlining what your vision is. I hope that during your notes, you guys were inspired and encouraged to sit down and think about what you want to do with your 2024. Because like I mentioned earlier, this particular recording, we are in 2024. It's January. We just said Happy New Year. It was just January 1st, and it's already January 13th. We are halfway through January, and we're going to say the same thing about February and the same thing about March. And before you know it, 2024 is going to be over. And we're going to be meeting at the top of the year because time is just moving by just that quickly. So we want to make sure that during this program that you guys are utilizing the information that is given and not just taking these notes, but now moving forward, taking it in and taking the steps to live in a better life in whatever area that you want to live. So it's financial, it's spiritual, emotional, the relationships around you. Take that in, start to bring about your ideas. So that way, even now, you can start on those traditional vision boards. If you are prepared with your glue, your markers, your pictures, if you're prepared now with your poster board, you want to make sure that you are starting now. And if you are interested in creating a digital, which we're going to go over right now, you can go ahead and get that digital vision board ready to go. So as you can see, I have the 2024 here. I just kind of threw some things here at you guys. And I found all of these pictures in Canva, and this is what I meant. So I'm going to actually start over, and so that way you guys know exactly what Canva is, how to get there, for those who are not familiar. So I'm going to open up a new, nope, I think I will have to sign out. Give me one moment. Canva, I'm going to actually sign out of the account. So when you come to canva.com, if you don't have an account, if you're not familiar with it, this is the screen that you're going to come to. And again, it's a free software. You don't have to download anything. However, which I'll bring up in a few, they actually have an app. So as we know that sometimes we can get ideas and we are on the go and we have apps on our phones for everything. We can always pull that app up for Canva and continue our vision even on the go. So this is the screen you're going to come to. You have a couple of ways that you can log in using Google, Facebook. You can continue with your email. You can sign up with a work email, whichever way. But I'm going to log in here. And we're going to, because I already have my password saved and everything else. And this is what you will come to when you have your vision board. So once you have that, since I already have the vision board created, I'm going to click on it, and then we're going to, nope, I moved too quickly. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to come back. So they actually give you ideas in Canva. So you have two ways of doing this. You can create your design. If you're creating your design and you know that you want to have it a certain size, you can actually come down, click on custom size, and create whatever size you want. If you want to create an 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 10, if you want to frame it, if you want to create a poster size, a 16 by 20, you will simply create a custom size. You'll enter the, you're going to change this to inches, and you'll put your width in here. So let's just say I want mine a poster size. So I would do a 16 by 20. It will create a new design, and it's going to create a fresh design, a fresh page, and you won't have anything on there. Okay. And you are left with your creativity to move forward with this. However, one thing that Canva is good for is actually creating templates for you. So if you are creative, you can start here with a fresh idea. If you're not as creative and you need some help, that's okay. You come back to Canva. You will come here. What will you design today? And let's just type in vision board, okay? And we press enter. And it's going to bring up, as you can see, many, many options that you can use for yourself. So there are so many different options that you can use to create your vision board. And you can just keep going down and down and down. And it's basically, you pick one and you customize it for yourself. Okay? You pick a vision board and you customize it for yourself. I just want to throw this out there that, I mentioned there's a free version. So you want to keep in mind that you pick a free version, and the way you can tell is in the right-hand corner, you'll see a little crown. And if you hover over it, it has Pro. So those pros are the ones that you're going to have a paid program for. And or you can still create a pro, but once you download it, you are going to be required to pay whatever charge it is. So it can be $1, $2. It just depends on what items that you have on your vision board that will make it, excuse me, that will cost money. So a picture may cost $1. Another picture may cost another $1. So you may end up paying $5, $10 to create your vision board when you can go ahead and start a account. You actually have 7 days before you're charged, and you can create your vision board within those 7 days and cancel the account. So it's really up to you if you want to save money that way. So if you're coming this route and you need some creativity, you typed in vision board, and now you want to actually choose which one. For the sake of time and resources, I'm just going to go ahead and choose a free vision board. So I'm going to choose this first one here, only because that Make It Happen popped out there first, and I like the way that looks. So let's go ahead and make it happen in 2024. So this is what pops up, all right, for the vision board. And as you can see, it already has pictures in there. But when I hover over it, I have the option of keeping this, or if I remove it, I have a place to put a new picture that concerns my vision. But I'm going to leave it there for now, because I want to walk you through on how to change those pictures. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see that a little bit better. As you can see in the very middle, it has Make It Happen vision board, but the year is wrong. This says 2023, and we want to have 2024. So I'm going to click on that and just change that to a 4. Now, Canva, there's plenty of things that you can go ahead and figure out in Canva. You can explore it. On the left-hand side, you have your designs. That's where we are now. You have elements, and we're going to go there next. But this is your main menu over here on the left-hand side of the screen. So right now, we changed that to 2024. And I actually want to go to my elements on the left, because I want to choose something different to go into my vision board. So right now, I see that it has traveling. And hey, who doesn't like to travel, right? So I'm going to keep that there for the sake of this example. So if somebody can just shout out, turn your mic on for me and just shout out one place that you want to travel. Just one place you want to travel. We're going to make this a collective vision board, a community vision board. If you can turn on your mic, just one person, tell me one place you want to travel. Or go ahead and type it in the chat, and we'll see what comes up there. Just one place you want to travel. We'll go ahead and put it on. All right, I see Egypt. All right, Egypt. So I'm going to change this picture. But first, I want to type in elements. And let's just go ahead and see what kind of pictures of Egypt. I am not spelling Egypt correctly. Egypt, there we go. Let's type in Egypt, and here we go. We have Egypt, and we can see that they bring up a couple of ideas, more than a couple, quite a few ideas. And they are categorized under all, where you can see graphics, photos, videos, and more. Or you can come under here and only see graphics or photos or videos. For this, now the videos would be great. If I was in here making a mind movie and I just might go ahead and make one, not today, but on here, but I just might go ahead and make one. I would choose a video of Egypt to put into my mind video. But since we're making a digital vision board, we just want to go ahead under photos. That's just what I particularly like to use because it'll give you more of a realistic feel. And I can see that this is a vertical picture. So I want to choose a vertical picture if I can see one here that kind of jumps out at me. No, nope, I don't. But okay, how about this? So there's two ways that you can piece pictures into it before I move forward. You have your picture here. You can leave it and then drag your picture over until it fits in there. That's the easiest way. Or you can delete it, and that means the picture was there, and you can drag it in, okay? So as you can see, because this is a free account, you are going to have the mock-up, you're gonna have the watermark there for Canva. So once we finish this, you can download it, you'll pay for it, and it will remove the watermarks. All right, so now we have Egypt there. We want to travel and we want to have Egypt there. So that is perfect. So let's go ahead and choose, let's just go ahead and choose something that we love to do. So if somebody else can put in there something you love to do, a hobby. We have Grandmaster Jesse Bowen here. That's Dr. Jesse, for those who don't know, 10th degree. He's a grandmaster. So if I was going to ask him what he loves to do, it would be karate, right? Martial arts. So something else here that you guys like to do, a hobby, you like bike riding, you like staying in the gym. I know Professor Kim Blake, she is a martial artist as well. And I don't want to butcher her rank, but she is a professor. I know she's pretty high up there. All right, we have sewing. All right, sewing. So Miss Nicole said sewing. So let's just go here, type in sewing and find an image of sewing. And there we have it. We have a bunch of things. So this is another reason why I love to use Canva, because it just brings your imagination to fruition. So whatever you're thinking, you can just go ahead, type whatever you're thinking, whatever image that you need, and you can actually find it. So instead of going to Google, and there you go, you slide it over, you put the sewing there, and it's something that I love to do. All right, we have meditation here. Let's just go ahead and keep that because Dr. Jesse touched on that. If you guys can live anywhere in the world, where would you live? Any country, any town, any place, where would you live? I want to see where you guys would live if money was not an option here. Where would you guys choose to pick up and move to? Would it be Australia? Would it be what's the cold place, the Arctic? Where would you guys live? Would you choose a warmer climate? Would it be Hawaii? Just go ahead and drop that in the chat, and we're gonna work with that. All right, Hawaii. I got you. I got you. So let's type in Hawaii. And as you can see, that water does look nice. So let's go ahead and just drop that somewhere here. I'm going to keep that house because I like the way it looks. I'm just going to drag this in here. And, we have Hawaii there now on our vision board. So that's just one way of adding pictures to it. And if we were going to, we have the money there, we have the beach. We have the place we want to move to. We're going to move to Hawaii. We're going to take a trip to Egypt. I'm going to keep this home here because, everyone can likes a new home. We're missing a car. So let's go ahead and type in car and see what kind of car we come up with. I'm going to put my dream car here. Let me see if we can type it in. One of my dream cars, not and see what we have in the photo. All right, so let's just go ahead and use this here. And I'm going to put that there. It's a little small, but we can work with it. So now that we have our vision, we want to go ahead and change the writing. So this is another thing that you have in Canva. On the bottom of elements, you have text, and you can input different texts that you want on your vision board. So since I have my Range Rover there, I can choose whatever text I want. So let's just go ahead and add a heading. And I'm going to say Range Rover. I can make this as large or as big as I want. I won't go into everything that you can do here. Again, I will leave it for you to explore. I do want to change the text color. So I'm going to come up top. I just want to be able to see that text color pop. So I'm just going to change it to white. So that way I know my Range Rover is there. You have the option to go ahead and duplicate this. So you're not adding a new text all the time. And money, 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 money. So we're going to type in money there, just for the sake of that. And just, anyone have any questions on Canva so far? If you can put them in the chat, if you have any other questions. I just wanted to briefly go over Canva. Honestly, Canva in itself could be an hour and a half course. So, you know, it's a really in-depth platform that I encourage you to go ahead and explore. It's super easy. You can go ahead and, you know, go from the easy route, and you just kind of make it your own. So start with a template and make it your own. You know, we chose this to make it happen in our Vision Board 2024. You can create videos. I'm going to show you quickly how to create a video in this. If we were going back to, thank you, Dr. Barbara, thank you. If we go back to our templates and we type in, instead of Vision Board, let's go back home so you can start there, right? So this is the first screen that you see. Let's just type in video, hit enter, and they're going to bring up plenty of videos here for you to start with. And Dr. Jesse gave me a wonderful compliment that, you know, I'm great at making videos. And I love the fact that Canva gives you a platform to just get started, right? To get started. And from there, you can let your imagination run away. And one of the things that I have on my vision board, he also mentioned affirmations, and I have a list of affirmations that I speak every day. And one of those things on there, and he doesn't know this, is that I am a creative genius. And it's one of the things that I pray daily, that God gives me the wisdom, the tools, and the knowledge to be able to do what I do, to not only move myself forward, but to move the community around me forward. And we can always be at the top of our game. So that's one of the things that I say. I'm a creative genius. And honestly, when I sit down, Canva is one of my favorites that I use. I just kind of have at it. I pray a lot, you know, so I pray before I start a project, and I ask God to lead me, and we just have fun. So I love Canva. I am not a paid affiliate. I should be paid as many times as we mentioned Canva here today. So Canvas can give me my coins and I can get paid, but I am not an affiliate. But we do encourage you to go ahead and use Canva or any other platform that you're comfortable with. So if I was going to start a video, I see my little thing is hovering here over running. Hey, it's the start of the new year. Everyone wants to get in shape. I can click it, use this template, and oh, it's a paid. So they actually want me to upgrade in order to do that. So do I see a free one? Let's try this one. Okay. So this is a free template, and you can create a video. If it was going to do, this is a countdown. My mind is going, I see this and I want to show you guys a million things, but I don't want to lose you. So I will refrain from going too far in, but that is just the start of creating a vision board as well as a mind video, if that's something that you guys want to do after hearing Dr. Jesse speak on that. Any questions? Any questions so far? We are again excited to have each and every one of you here. That's all I'm going to talk about in Canva. Again, you can sign up for Canva. Feel free to explore that on your own time. We know that some of us have bought the tools and the materials to go ahead and actually start creating a traditional vision board. So we encourage you. I'm going to bring Dr. Gwen on and Dr. Jesse on here in just a second. We encourage each and every one of you to start your vision board today. Start your vision board today. We have Dr. Gwen here. She bought some tools. We know that we had Mr. Jim Taunton. He had to go to his grandson's game. I think it was soccer. I'm not sure. But he had to go there, so he had to drop off. But we thank him for being here today. We have Dr. Jesse here, who spoke on the psychology of goal setting. So we thank him for his expertise, and we're just going to leave this time open. If anyone has any other questions, we're going to ask that you go ahead and drop them in the chat. If you have any other questions, you can go ahead and drop them in the chat. We are going to end our session here in just a moment. So this is the perfect time to go ahead and drop those questions in the chat. And we thank each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. You can also drop, if this was great information, if you enjoyed the information that came forth today, go ahead and drop a 10 in the chat. We thank you for joining us today. I just want to put this information out there before we go. This was a free seminar. This is something that we work every year at the top of the year. So if you guys would like to donate to the ministry, it would go towards the ministry. We have our Cashapp there on the screen, $ Greater Vision 1212. You can Cashapp us. You can use Zelle using the ministry email at GreaterVisionChristianChurch@gmail.com, or you can do it through PayPal. You don't necessarily have to have a PayPal account, but you can use your credit card, your debit card to send a donation through PayPal at paypal.me/GreaterVisionCC. We definitely appreciate every donation that would be used towards the ministry. Dr. Gwen mentioned earlier that we're celebrating the fifth anniversary. So this month we're celebrating, and we are super excited for all God has in store for the ministry. So we thank you. Again, this is a free seminar. So if you have it in your heart to give, we appreciate each and every donation. We thank you for the tens in the chat. We thank you for the tens. Thank you so much in the comments. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Dr. Barber, this is the third year completing vision board with you, and it keeps getting better and better each year. Dr. Barber, we thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. We love having you. Thank you so much, guys, for the 10. And at this time, I'm going to leave room and just ask Dr. Gwen Bowen, do you have any final comments that you want to add to today?
I do. To God be the glory. You know, each year we set out to share with all of you as you prepare for the new year, and your minds are going, your thoughts are going, you're trying to get started on that vision, you know, to have a better year. And we set out to do what we pray that is what God would have us to do, that you might have just that, a great year. We're just so thankful unto all of you for joining in. We pray that you will do your vision boards, that you will share your vision boards with us. We look to come back. We usually come back in July, 6 months, give ourselves 6 months, come back together and share just to see how things are going. So we look forward to it. But in the meantime, our email is there. Please contact us if you need us in any way. We could be of help. We're just so grateful to you. We pray that you will continue to join in, and that you will share with others, let others know just how our time of casting the vision has been of help to you. Yes, we are about to celebrate our 5th year pastoral and church anniversary, and we're so excited about it. That's next Sunday at 3:00 p.m. We will have that service. So if you cannot be with us in person, we pray that you join us on Facebook Live. Continue to pray for us and the ministry as we move forward, doing all that we can to make this world a better place. And we know that that is well needed. To God be the glory. Thank you all. Love you. And if any way that we can be of help to you, please let us know.
Hey, everyone, we thank you so much. We are going to actually close this out, and we appreciate each and every one of you for joining today. We hope you had an exciting time, and we hope that you spend some time right now. Just get off of this and get right into your vision board making and creativity, whether you're doing a traditional board or whether you are doing a digital board. Go ahead and get those creative juices flowing. Finish that today. Take this Saturday out. Whatever you have to do later on, put it on the task for another day, because this vision is going to get you through the year and beyond. So we thank you so much. We hope that you're encouraged. We hope that you've been blessed today, and we will catch you next time. Be blessed, and remember, it's a great day to have a great day.